Hello, everybody. It's Saturday night. And of course, whenever it's Saturday night, most people like to go out drinking, gambling,
Yes.
gaming, or
Vaping.
eating. But where the real men come on Saturday nights is the Cash Flow Kings Live.
That's where you learn about real man's investing, I heard.
Indeed. That's everybody. Welcome back. It's Saturday, 7, 8 o'clock Eastern. The stream times will be a little inconsistent for the rest of the year. We apologize. The holidays are rough, everybody. The holidays are rough. So we're hoping come 2024, our New Year's resolution will be, consistency.
'Tis the
But
season.
it is. But for all the people watching Back Fiscal, where can the people find you?
In the link in the description, come on to my channel, watch all my videos because you know you want to, all like 200 of them.
Yep.
And also join my Discord and chat it up.
If you think Netflix shows, if you watch Netflix, you watch Disney Plus shows, those come out every 6-7 months. We upload every 2 days. So I don't know where you're missing out. The links are in the description for me as well. Go check out get a fine looking shirt. The Do Dividend Stocks Not Drugs shirt, of course.
Is it true that they add 10 pounds of muscle?
Well, that has been rumbling through the grapevines, as the kids say these days.
Yeah.
But if you are in a commercial gym, there has been rumors and rumblings that it does add muscle, it adds strength, and it gives you the equivalent of a Rice pre-workout drink. So
yeah, is it true that if you wear one, everybody in the gym will ask you what your cycle is?
They ask you what your cycle is. You'll start seeing the girls by the squat rack come over to you a little more, start eyeing you down.
Can you spot me?
Welcome in, everybody. We have Jordan who has to leave his annual comment, the cigar butt comment. It wouldn't be a Saturday if Jordan didn't leave one of those comments. We got John Judas in here. When John comes in, you know it's a party as well. We have quote of the year candidates also for our Discord members. We have the quote of the year submissions. We have some good ones up there. Some we can and some we can't repeat on the stream. You're going to have to look back on some other streams to see some of them.
Right.
So Fiscal, tonight's topic, there's a lot of things we could be talking about. But I think, we're winding up the year. We're almost halfway through December. I think we should be recapping our 2023. It flew by. Sure. I think we should be recapping, and we have been called untransparent because we don't compare our returns to the S&P 500 every other week. So tonight we'll be doing just that. We'll be sharing some of our best, some of our worst, some of our most mid stocks that we had in 2023.
Yeah, definitely. So look forward to it.
How could you not? That's the real question. All right. We'll start off with straight up one stock that you're one of your better performers. We'll start off on the high note.
Well, if we're talking about percentage, Palantir is easily the biggest winner there because I've about tripled. It's a 200% return. So I'd say that one wins percentage wise. Yeah.
You could do a lot with that money at 200%.
Yeah. And, you could say I suck because I only 3X'd instead of 5Xing, but,
Yeah. Well, who did 5X and who didn't.
But, for stocks that didn't absolutely rip, the next one I would say is probably Intel would be my next best. And then, maybe as far as price performance, not taking yield into account, probably Comcast or something after that.
Now, would you consider your Palantir? Is that's in the value portfolio?
Yep.
Okay. So that's a long-term holding.
Yeah. I picked it up when it was just over $6 when I got my shares. So at that price, yes, it's value. I would not be adding more at today's price.
Do you think there's a misconception with a lot of short-term investors surrounding Palantir? Because you saw in 2021, you had Jeremy covering it, and you got Jeremy covering your stocks. It might not be good.
Yeah, I think they're putting the cart before the horse, really, is the best way to put it. They're already assuming all of the good things that they want to happen like say 5 years from now. They're basically already assuming that is going to happen and pricing it in right away. And you can't assume it's all going to be sunshine and rainbows popping out your ass every single quarter, right?
Unless you're a certain investor, unless you're somebody certain.
But granted, like, yeah, Palantir had some stuff go well like right after it hit those lows, and so it popped right back up, to a pretty high level. But yeah, this isn't a point where I would consider it to be. It's like, oh yeah, get in at like $20 or whatever it is right now for value, or it might be down to like $17.50 because I think it went down. But value. No. It was value at like $6, but now it's like it's a little expensive.
How I think I can kind of relate to that in the sense of how like Palantir had its bubble, right?
Yeah,
it had a little bubble a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, and it's AI.
Speaking of AI, I think big one for me, definitely Microsoft this year. I'm up a sick amount on that. I think 40%, somewhere in that range. I loaded up in the 230s. So I'm it's one of those where it's like it's such a good company, but I'm not 100% on the reason why it's actually going up like this amount, with the AI. Like real men investors, we were buying Microsoft not for the AI, not for your little AI bull run. We were buying it for its cloud business and its gaming business.
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft, people have called it, dead before. They've said, oh, Microsoft it's like around the time like Windows Vista came out. People talked a lot of trash about Microsoft at that time, and look at it now.
Yep. Oh man, I love Microsoft. I think everything tech also has gone up, which I want to get into another debate, which is SCHD versus VU, because that was a hot topic throughout the week in the Discord. We'll get to that. You trust me?
I figured you'd want to. I thought you might want to.
I'm waiting for Dividend Dude to pop in the chat here so we can have a little rant.
Ooh, good comment right there.
Real Men by Alibaba.
100% agree.
I think we were talking about why I haven't sold out of my Coke and buy into Home Depot instead. And I just said it was a fact of me not 100% understanding the business yet. I still got to do research, which I always say, but it's the truth. Yeah. And Jordan said the same for Alibaba. John, I'm curious you do a lot of active trading, I've noticed. And you've been doing a lot of trimming recently.
Yeah. A lot of managing. And that's, I admit that like I like to always kind of be doing something.
I agree.
I do definitely try my best to avoid over managing. So basically I'm always either looking for new things to invest in or looking at which of the things I have that I would like to add more, but I'm very rarely looking to quote unquote trim. I think in almost every case, like if you look at a really, really long time frame, like 20 or 30 years, you'll end up finding that selling out of something, especially if you got it at a good price, just because you thought it was a little bit stretched, turns out to be a mistake in the really long run.
Yeah. I only trim stuff that I don't foresee myself holding forever. So now you look at Microsoft, I could, but I'm not.
Right. Yeah. And I think, if your real time frame on that is, 30 or 40 years, I mean, imagine how much more compounding they can do in that time.
Yeah.
Will it really have made a big, I think there are like 10% overvalued now, time to trim. Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, Alibaba,
Alibaba,
I was up 50% on that at one point. And I was like, I still, it was like 120 or something. And my cost basis is just below 80. So I was sitting there like, I could get 50% gains on this right now. But it's like, I actually think in the long run, it's worth a lot more than that. So
yeah,
I held on to it. Now I'm actually a little bit red on the position.
But
I know.
But you're still convicted long term.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity if I want to add a little bit more and maybe get an even better return in the long term.
Yeah. John says he only trims for the percent gain at all-time highs. Some Kathy Wood strategies right there, John. Kathy Wood strats.
That's some Mad Money stuff right there.
Backholder fiscal.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Speaking of bag holding, Intel.
What about Intel?
You said Intel was one of your gainers.
Yeah. Well, bag holding usually kind of it implies the opposite that.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, at one point, although
I'm the bag holder, if anything.
When it was $25 a share, I was certainly felt like I might be a bag holder, but
when I sold.
Yeah, Intel, it's been a journey with them, right? Like they almost got down to like $24, and now they're in the like they seem solidly in the 40s now. It's pretty sick, isn't it?
Yeah. Jordan's really trying to ramp up his Instigator of the Comment Section award for 2023 Cash Flow Kings Live Awards. we got that. That's going to be the last episode of the year for you guys. The viewership awards, and I'm looking forward to it. We got quote of the year.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire, bro. It's gonna slap.
That is. I agree. Let's move on to some of your worst performers. Some of the bad.
Well, all right, so
because we're not transparent. I was told.
Yeah. So what I've definitely taken the most, and in terms of like price decline, we're definitely Walgreens and MPW. I would say very easily would be the two that gave me the most red, but it is what it is.
And you're still convicted long term.
Yeah, I'm totally good to wait for a now. Walgreens, I did lose a third of my shares to a covered call being assigned, so I'm down to 200 shares. I had 300, but I'm not like selling out of what I have left, and I'm using an option strategy called the wheel to maybe get those 100 shares back at a lower cost basis.
Mm-hmm.
And the loss I took on the 100 shares is basically my tax loss harvest for the year.
And
MPW, I'm just continuing to slowly dollar cost average down. Anytime it's like basically under $5, I'm adding a small amount of shares, and I'm selling some cash secured puts still.
Yeah. All right. I'll share some of my. I only did one of my green stocks, right? A few. I think Visa obviously is one. I think that's crazy how it's kind of climbed up. Yeah, double V's. Union Pacific's been kind of a sneaky one as well. S&P Global, of course, because Joseph Carlson owns it. Of course.
Yeah.
I might as well just copy all of his holdings.
You should.
Greatest investor.
Yep.
I'm waiting for Dividend Due to get in here to talk about SCHD because we had a pretty good debate over the week about when it comes to
all of it. But how'd you do on Target, by the way?
Oh, this year? Minus 10%.
That's not that bad.
No, it isn't. I was down 35, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with Target right now. I'm very.
Would that be one? Would Target be one of your top losers of the year?
I'm pulling up the portfolio right now. Probably when it comes to like actual cash amount, because I did put a decent amount into it this year. But Target, when it comes to gainers, Union Pacific. Yeah, I said Union Pacific. That's a sneaky one. Apple. I'm actually a little underweight in Apple right now relative to some of the other holdings. I haven't bought in forever. So, I mean, Starbucks was kind of flat this year. All right, top losers. Let's look. 3M. But that's been down for a while. So, I mean,
yeah.
I think I'm down. I don't have Schwab up here. I'm using it on dividend data, but I believe I am down. Let's see. 38%. Yeah. So,
yeah. I've actually had a couple sneaky ones too. As far as sneaky gainers, like especially if you take yield into account on them, like ARCC, I'm up, I think, like 8 or 9% in terms of price appreciation, but it also yielded me 10% the whole year.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, and if you think about it, it's like that stock made me pretty good money. Same with HRZN. Both are business development companies.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like them because of different reasons and whatever. the yield traps and all that. But if you pick
we got to
ones
get
that
the
are
expert dividend dude in here to talk about yield traps. We got to.
if they're pretty well run, they can do okay for you.
The stock market expert.
Yeah. But yeah, Paramount is starting to kind of rip a little bit on me, and I'm actually in the green and like for a pretty good amount on Paramount. It's just in terms of overall dollars, the ones I mentioned earlier completely outshadow it. So
yeah,
I'm kind of happy with how the year is starting to shape up towards the end here.
Yeah, I don't see any. Do you see any crazy buying opportunities right now? It's kind of sad because I don't see anything like. Of a
Baba and PayPal are probably the two that if I could like double both of those right now, I probably would. But I would actually have to choose between them. I don't think I've got quite enough dry powder to double both.
All right, this is gonna sound kind of illegal. Convince me to buy PayPal.
Convince you to buy PayPal?
It's actually interesting. I'll say that. Looking at the numbers from the outside of things, and keep in mind, I am at a point in my journey. I'm very picky about the stocks I'm going into right now.
Sure. I mean, I would be into PayPal for the same reasons I would consider being into any other company that is involved in the movement of money electronically. Granted, yeah, they're not exactly Visa or MasterCard, but they are a big part of, I guess, the whole infrastructure of moving money, especially for e-commerce. And if you look at all of their different subsidiaries, they're involved in a lot more than meets the eye. A lot of people assume wrongly that PayPal is just PayPal. Send money to your friends on PayPal. Nobody uses PayPal anymore. But they do a lot of the back-end processing through, I believe it's Braintree, where you do like the checkout on some random website and there's no branding or anything associated with it. And you know who's processing the payment in all likelihood, if it's not, say, Amazon or one of the really, really major companies, it's probably PayPal through Braintree. There are competitors in the space, but Morningstar says they've got a narrow economic moat. I would probably agree with that. They are probably the strongest in that specific space. And hey, I use Venmo multiple times a week.
I'm a PayPal guy.
And they own that. So I use PayPal occasionally. So I sit here and I say, like, I use their services multiple times a week that I'm conscious of. And so do most people that I know. Most people I know use Venmo for their day-to-day like money transferring and such. And I use it for my if I like do anything Uber related, my checkout is just I link to my Venmo.
Yeah. Do you know how are the fees? Because I'd assume that they make most of their money through fees, right?
Yeah.
So how are their fees compared to like MasterCard and Visa, if you know?
So it's definitely higher.
Okay.
Almost definitely higher, yeah. But it depends on which segment of the business. That's a big problem that they have, actually, that the new CEO, the guy that came over from Intuit, he basically recognized, like, hey, they have all of these like really strong brands and stuff, but they haven't really developed any synergy between them to, either bring down costs or to offer more benefits to consumers. And, I think in the long run, benefiting the customer and increasing the customer experience is the key. And that seems like that's something that they want to do by integrating more of their services together. So in a similar way, like, how SoFi has kind of this ecosystem for all their different products and stuff. They want to do something similar with all of their offerings. So, yeah. I like that vision.
Don't let Major Speed know that we mentioned SoFi.
yeah. Got to mention SoFi for the algorithm.
Yeah. People. Well, I'd like to hear your guys' thesis on why MasterCard over Visa, because there's no crazy difference. The only difference is, like, I believe MasterCard has a return, better ROCE, and Visa has a larger market share. So I'm a little curious to hear your guys' thoughts on that. But more red stocks that I'd like to talk about. NextEra Energy. The
Ooh,
utility that is not so stable when it comes to Oh, we got Dividend Dude in here. I might have to translate over to SCHD, but well, we'll cover NextEra Energy real quick.
sure.
Just unnecessarily going down, and it's gotten back up to the price where I potentially might want to sell out. The debt is definitely a concern. There's a lot of risk that doesn't need to be had when it comes to utilities. So, yeah.
Yeah, utilities for me are. I keep thinking, oh, I'd love to be in a utility because of X, Y, and Z, but then I actually look at them and I'm like, man, this doesn't look like it's going to give me much of a return.
Yeah.
And so then I end up saying, why bother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I started, I wanted like utilities to make up 20% of the portfolio
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're not going anywhere.
That's not your fault because a lot of the dividend channels out there talk up utilities big
Oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They basically blow a lot of sunshine up the ass of the utilities.
Yeah, that's Southern Company and NextEra Energy were the two that I went in.
Southern Company gets all kinds of kissy from all of the dividend channels. And when you actually look at them, it's like, I mean, there's probably better stuff out there.
Yeah, especially for a fella as young as myself.
Right.
Speaking of Dividend Dude, I would like to move on to the topic of SCHD. That was a topic of discussion. I think some of our we've talked a bit about SCHD on the channel. You think it's all right? I'm more of on the lines where it's good. It's good, not great when it comes to like total return. We were having a pretty heated discussion this week regarding SCHD. The debate topic was SCHD and versus SPY. Now, I think SCHD was outperforming SPY, if you don't remember, like 5-6 months ago. So I'm just saying right now, I just don't think it's I don't think especially a dividend ETF, apples to apples in the first place. We got to be comparing apples to apples. You're not buying SCHD for your Joseph Carlson outperforming the market, right? So SCHD was outperforming them 5-6 months ago, whatever. But now it's like the tides have turned. SCHD is underperforming because some of the holdings are the lower tech allocation, and I think at this point we know. So, bit of a topic of discussion there.
Yeah, I guess I just wonder, like, if you're going to buy a group of 100 stocks, which is what SCHD basically is, why would you not want it to be as good or better than the S&P 500 for total return? Because I think you can get a 3 or 4% yield like SCHD typically gets, somewhere in that range, right? And probably do about as well as the overall market, if not better, if you really try.
And then I think all the SCHD shareholders are kind of coming at, I wouldn't say they're coming at me, but there's been a lot of, how do I word this? A lot of backlash, I guess you could say, because of the, and I was reading through some of Dividend Dude's comments on his video, and I'm sure he'd testify to it. But the SCHD shareholders, I was defending him a little too. I still think that some of these rebalances that they're doing right now in their portfolio, I think long term it could pay out when it comes to the total return argument. But yeah.
I mean, I personally think that SCHD is, I think it gets a little bit more hype than it deserves.
I agree. I own it too. I'm thinking of going. I still like the dividend growth aspect, and I don't want to sell out of it because I like it as kind of a core holding, or outside of my portfolio at least. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's.
I think the only thing it really adds a value to a portfolio like yours is it might reduce your overall volatility a little bit. Yeah. But I don't think SCHD is necessarily going to do much better than most of the stocks in your portfolio. I think are going to do better than SCHD.
Yeah, I agree. So SCHD's, I think I'm up on it. Let's look. I think I'm up like 2% on it. Yeah, I'm pretty much flat on my SHD position, probably up a little with dividends reinvested. So
Yeah.
SHD, it will be on the chopping block. You have to watch the weekly recap after this to see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just generally think that most of the stocks you selected in the long run are going to just be a lot better than most of what's in SCHD.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a compliment to you, if anything.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thanks. It's like I think it makes 10% of the portfolio right now. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to consider it part of my portfolio or like an outside investment.
Yeah, it's in the portfolio. It's in the portfolio. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Personally, if I was gonna try to, basically have an ETF kind of as like an anchor in there to reduce volatility, I probably would just grab SPY or VOO.
Yeah, I'm waiting to do that for the Roth, but the government is let's just say Ryan's not a happy fellow when it comes with the feds.
Why is what? So I've seen you complain a little bit on Discord about the hoops that you're jumping through to get into a Roth. What is the problem with you being able?
I'm convinced all the haters got like some ties with the government. We got like ex-dividend dads probably in there. I bet Joey C sent an email to like I don't know, somebody. But
he emailed Fidelity in person and was like, "Hey, you got to block this guy."
Yeah, so technically your boy's broke. I apparently I don't have any income in my name, which so that's one thing. I get paid under the counter. Heard knocks on the door. No, I technically get paid under the counter. My YouTube money, I set up the AdSense account before I was 18, so I still got to work that through. And I don't know. I'd assume that'd be enough to. And then apparently my dividends don't count either, or what I sell, because it's still in a custodial.
So the income has to be earned. It couldn't be like, for example, like a gift from your parents or something like that.
It can't be unearned. It has to be earned income.
Oh.
So this brings me to it's just like so unnecessarily hard for young people to invest. And I'm not about to go out and get a job where I'm already doing stuff. I'm probably already making on YouTube what I would be making if I were to do a part-time job. So I'm not about to get two technical jobs, sacrifice YouTube time, work for $30 a week for 4 hours.
Yeah, darn. If I had known you were going to have that problem, man, I would have set something up to get you on a W-2 of some kind when you turned 18. So boom, we could get you a paycheck so you have earned income.
Yeah, but F the Feds. That's all I gotta say. They'll be seeing me soon, in a non-violent manner. We could probably argue about it on Discord. Dividend dude, bringing up some good topics of discussion tonight. Starbucks is becoming more attractive, and I think all three of us, this is something we all three agree on. Starbucks it's declining in price again because the market is very rational when it comes to selling. It went up 10% a day, and it's creeping back down. So I'm a happy camper, and I may have bought some more this week. Watch the recap.
Hey, Starbucks is looking interesting for sure.
You said 70s, 80s probably for you to look seriously.
That sounds like something I would say.
70s, 80s. I'm surprised. Starbucks is not a value kind of company. I feel like, but I think a younger mind here has convinced you to the dark side.
Hey, value is both the current price and what you believe about the future related to that current price.
Indeed. Speaking of value, another shameless plug here. 15% off merch.
You're glitching, bro.
This is ridiculous. Is my mic good?
We can hear you again.
Okay, good. This is blasphemous. I think Joey C took it over. My bad.
No. The merch was so powerful it shorted out your mic. That's what
it did. It radiates positive energy, and the stream was so positive and the energy was so positive that it went out. So the mic doesn't want to hear the shilling. All right, that's good. But everybody, you know what to do. Shameless promotion. Go check it out. Links in the script. When in doubt, always look down. Yep. At the Rich Piana tank. I didn't even notice. The 5%.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's what real men wear. Real men wear the due dividend stocks, not just like jerks and tank tops.
Yeah. I'm trying to confuse the fibers.
I might avoid Black Rifle stuff. Isn't that? Oh, somebody's got to inform me on Black Rifle. Are they affiliated with like politics a whole lot? Black Rifle.
Oof, that sounds like something I don't want to Google. I don't know.
It's owned by veterans. What's the black? They released a meme on social media that juxtaposed an image of ISIS fighters Photoshop as Starbucks cups. Oh, I could never do that. That's horrible. That's like supporting, if I'm a blood, that's like going to the Crip side and giving them $500 for a 2.5% yield. No, I would actually like to look at their financials, but I don't see that they're publicly traded.
That's my first time ever hearing about it at all.
All right, let's see. Oh, it is BRC. Trades at $4.10 a share. Year to date, because that's all we care about, down 35%. So it looks like a cigar butt to me. They could take their politics and their negative 36% return elsewhere. I'll stay with my Starbucks.
Yeah, we have enough politics when it comes to Target stock and
we can't get in any more of it.
Yeah.
Waste management. I'd like to talk a little about that.
Ooh.
I want to hear you're in the chat's advice on waste management, because I think I was buying a decent amount at 150, 160, and I definitely want to make it a core position in the portfolio. I want to have it be 5 to 10%. I think I'd be really happy with that. You're not going to be seeing crazy growth. You're not going to be seeing it's sustainable, healthy growth at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Good staple to the portfolio. Currently trading at 170. So
170, 250.
Yeah, would you it obviously does trade at a premium because it's a recession-proof stock. It's not going anywhere. But would you just bite the bullet now or slowly dollar cost average? I'm going towards the DCA.
Yeah, if you want it forever, depending on what the growth situation is, you may as well just DCA.
Yeah.
If the growth is super, super dependable and you can pretty much, calculate within a reasonable margin of, error, what you think a reasonable return is going to be, you can DCA.
A stock that's been ridiculously good for me this year that I was DCing into, Costco. I was slowly DCing into it too, and now it's like 605, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was buying at 520. So
yeah, I mean it goes this high sometimes, like as far as like a multiple of earnings. I've seen it
610,
in the high 40s, low 50s before. It's only according to Google, it's a 43 right now. It'll probably come back down at some point to something a little bit more realistic. It tends to fluctuate as you do, but people are generally super enthusiastic about Costco, and with a good reason.
Yeah.
When I found out how many stores they had, I was actually surprised the number was so low.
I know they have crazy. You've seen the China thing with them, right? They opened in China and like it was packed for like the whole town.
I've seen you guys discussing it because I think there's multiple Costco holders in the Discord.
Yeah,
but I personally, it's in my special SCHD Destroyer portfolio for a good reason.
Oh,
and yeah, we'll just say I don't have enough of it yet to where I really watch it all that closely, but I am impressed with everything I've seen so far with Costco.
I was thinking, I think it would be funny, and this brings me to my next segment of a stock that I'm seriously looking at. Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know how he got his classic black shirt? I want to make like a custom shirt. It's real tight black shirt. It says "Real Man's Investing" on it. I think
Ooh.
that's got to be. I'll just make it custom. I'll rock it. I'll wear it everywhere I go. The gym real tight.
Let everybody know what you're all about.
Yeah. But TKO, that's officially we've discussed it in the past, but that's officially out. It's public and tradable. WWE and UFC, would that interest you?
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
I do like the entertainment stocks. And granted, I'm not in anything. I think that's a completely different beast than any of the other entertainment stuff that I'm in now. But boy, oh boy, do they have the market cornered on like live pay-per-view type events.
Oh
yeah.
And you want to hear something even better?
What's up?
The PE ratio. Like we're value oriented investors, as the kids say. Right now, their TTM-PE ratio 16.8. Forward PE ratio I'm looking for right now, but that's historically low for them, and they've been trading down a bit from their all-time high at $115, and they're currently at $73.77. So
yeah, and they're down.
I'll pull it up on dividenddata.com. Use my link for affiliate code. Yeah, it's down, and also it's from its 200-day price average, it's down 22.86%.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely be pretty. The fans of each, so the wrestling fans and the MMA fans are both so dedicated.
I have you ever been to a WWE event?
No, I haven't had the pleasure, but like anytime I watch like clips or anything, of course you always see how enthusiastic the audience is.
You'd have to see it in real life. I was seriously intrigued to invest after I went to an event a year ago in December. So a year ago. And the fans, look, I'm none to make fun of anybody. Trust me, but you could tell some of these people's lifestyles revolved around WWE. You got 40-year-old men carrying around fake plastic belts. You got people wearing Rey Mysterio mat. It's crazy.
That's fantastic. But yeah, that's the exact kind of thing that I think of when I think of wrestling. And it's like those people are going to buy the tickets and fill the stadiums, or if they can't, they're going to get the pay-per-view. And it's just,
they couldn't in good conscience even illegally stream it either. That's the crazy part.
No, they're proud of the fact that they support.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Duff has a really legendary comment here, and this might have room on the quote of the year competition. Somebody put this up there. WWE has nothing on midget wrestling.
Yeah.
I always see on Instagram those.
But you know what I like? What I like about them actually is how long they've kind of run that industry. Basically, I mean, McMahon has been the wrestling guy since
AEW
like, and the 1980s,
and they got CM Punk back now. I don't know if you know who that is, but they got CM Punk.
Yeah, I know who that is. His MMA career did not work out, I heard.
No, hey, at least he tried.
Yeah, according to Rogan, it was because he has no talent. At least not for MMA. Like, he might be a good showman and good for WWE, but yeah. But seriously, yeah. Like, they've been doing it for so long. They've got it down to probably a pretty exact science. I think, and heck, the UFC's been running MMA pretty much since like the early 90s. I mean, granted, it's come a long way since UFC won.
It's growing like crazy too.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's competition. Like, I don't know how familiar you are with MMA, but
isn't Bellator pretty much the only?
It's Bellator and PFL, and they just merged.
Yeah.
And it's like they're talking up a big game, like they're actually gonna compete with them. But like you watch the event, it's like a bunch of empty arenas. It's like the fighters are actually decent. Like it's the quality fighter list.
Yeah.
There are a few guys
You
from
know,
my
you know,
gym.
you know what's really funny though? I actually Bellator is owned by Viacom, which is part
Yep.
of Para. Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Oh no, owning both. But we have a few guys from our gym who fight in PFL and Bellator.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not it's.
Is,
I wouldn't.
is PFL at all? Is it related to Pride? No, it's not.
No, Pride's
You
like
remember
that's
Japanese?
another competitor. That's more like
Yeah.
kickboxing, not not MMA.
No. Pride was
Wait,
100%. It was. I mean, back in the day, I don't know. I haven't seen anything new.
Pride and Glory are more known for like kickboxing
Yeah.
championships. But I'm sure they have MMA too, but
Yeah.
that's more like over like international, like in Europe.
Yeah, Pride was the big one that was in Japan. It was the main difference in rules. Well, the round length was like the first round was I think like 5 minutes, and then the second round was 10 minutes or something.
Oh, that's
And then they allowed stomps to the head.
I've seen those. I've seen those too.
Yeah. I used to watch that stuff back in the day. Have you ever heard of the fighter Josh Barnett?
Josh Barnett. Yes.
Yeah, he used to fight in Pride. I mean, he's probably not in the game anymore because this was so long ago. Like, I'm sure he's long since retired, but
TRT has something else to say about that.
Yeah. Sure.
Illegal. I want to talk about illegal streaming because that's like the one barrier that I'd kind of have. You guys know me. I am the most ethical person you could probably meet. I would never do such horrid thing, but being raised in an environment like this, technology, it's a technology age these days for the kids. I've been exposed and have not participated in, but I've seen how accessible illegal streaming is. I think that's the one big concern for me, but I think your point that they have such loyal fans that understand what like the point of purchasing the pay-per-view and like how it impacts, fighters and all that. It's just a concern for me as younger fans get into it, just how accessible it is to stream and like how easy it is to get away with it. I wouldn't do it, but
Yeah. I mean, there's always like as long as there's been digital media, there's been people pirating it, right?
Yeah.
And yet, how many companies now make money on paid content? I don't like the music industry thought that Napster was going to bankrupt them at one point in time, right? And now thanks to like Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff, like they're doing fine.
Yeah,
they're doing fine.
Just fine.
So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the piracy issue. That would not be. It's like a concern, but I wouldn't let it get in the way of a good investment if I thought of like everything else lined up.
Yeah, I just hope they have a really good solution for it because I just feel like there hasn't been. Which I mean, I'm not complaining. Shh. Yeah. Okay. Guff says you wouldn't steal a car. You never know when you're the cash flow kings. Bad thing, we're willing to do a lot.
I mean, did you see the trailer for GTA 6?
Oh my god, you see that?
Yeah.
That's like the only game that's like come out that I'm like actually hyped for.
Speaking of stealing cars, right? I just felt like I had to drop that in there.
You can buy Rockstar stock, right? Or the parent company?
Oh, let's see who owns them. Because
I believe so.
Who owns Rockstar Games? Take-Two Interactive.
Yep. Take-Two Interactive stock. Yeah.
All right.
This game better be good. The trailer looked hilarious too.
Yeah. I mean, there were what was it that I saw one of the reviews say it looks better than real life. That's how good the graphics are. Yeah, it looks good.
It's free cash flow visually.
Yeah. I mean that may be the game that makes me finally get like a next gen console.
Yeah.
That's me. Like
Series S considered a next gen console.
I don't know. I don't even know what the current one is called. That's how far behind I am. I have a PS4. And
I do too.
Yeah. But seriously, I'm the kind of person that if there is one game I really, really want to play, I am the kind of person that will get the new console just for the game that I want to play.
That's why you guys should check out the merch and subscribe so we can be monetized on here so we can buy GTA 6.
Help me afford a PS5.
By the time GTA 6 actually releases, we'll have like 100,000 on this channel and probably like 250 on our others. So
Ooh, I see Jonathan's a man of culture down there.
Shit is jiggle fit. Oh my gosh, Jonathan. Goodness gracious. John was paying it. John definitely paused it when I came to the club scene. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah. That was good stuff.
It's crazy. It's actually hilarious though. Like the Florida aspect of it, it's so funny and realistic.
Yeah. Florida is insane.
Do you play the campaign modes?
That was like all I really played. Like I tried online like a couple times and hated it. So yeah, the campaign was what I'm all about.
I would just explore on online, honestly. As a kid, I haven't played GTA 5 in a bit now, but
yeah, I absolutely could not stand online. It was basically unplayable as far as I'm concerned. But the campaign mode, best GTA campaign ever.
Yeah, the next one looks fun. All right, we're at the 45-minute mark, and as I mentioned at the near the rear end of every stream, we're going to be doing some Christmas rankings, a holiday themed and something. It's coming up soon, and I have a good one today.
I thought
of this in advance. Today we're going to be ranking Christmas cookies.
Oh Lord, who told you to eat my cookies?
Shh. We got the Christmas cookie rankings. I want to hear chat votes in here as well. All right, start off chocolate chip.
By the way, if you haven't watched Jingle All the Way, you pretty much have to. If we're talking about cookies, all right, chocolate chip.
S tier.
I mean, A tier probably for me. Chocolate chip.
Ooh.
What, you don't like chocolate chip?
I love A tier. I said S tier.
Oh, okay.
But I think how do you like your chocolate chip? I like them when they're like out. Like if you leave them out for like an hour or two, and they're just sitting around. That's when they're the best.
I like them I like them when they're like brand new, fresh off the presses. But I also like them, you know, if they've been sitting out for a while and they've like solidified and everything. I like them both ways. Just depends what mood I'm in.
We vote A tier, S tier forever. John votes B tier. That's vile.
You know, the only thing I question is, is chocolate chip like the most Christmassy cookie? Like as far as
you're right.
As far as the taste, it's great, but as far as how holiday it is, I'd have to. That's why I'm putting it in A tier. Like the taste is S tier, but the theme wise, I don't know if it's hitting the mark for me.
Okay, A tier. What do we call these? They're we call them Hershey Kiss. The Hershey.
I call them cookies. The Kiss cookies. I know exactly what you mean.
It depends what you put.
I do think of those a lot for Christmas.
They're very definitely. We do them with chocolate around the ends, not the brown sugar. But I think if they're the brown sugar, it's different.
So here's what I think. What is the Kiss except a giant chocolate chip, essentially? So I mean, for me, this could be S tier because it combines the best of two worlds. It's a chocolate chip.
If it's the brown sugar one,
and
absolutely.
And it's extremely holiday themed. Like this is a Christmas delicacy.
Going S tier, everybody. We're going S tier. Where are your votes, John? John votes A tier. I think that's got a S tier.
Yeah, he's a pretty picky person when it comes to cookies. So,
all right, sugar cookies.
They're like the red and green sugar cookies. I mean, they're on theme, but like taste wise, they're kind of mid. I'd go B tier for those.
I'm voting C or D tier. I can't have many of them. I'll have one or two, and then I'm done for
the rest. The only reason for me that they're not C or D tier is because they're very, very on theme with the red and green.
Absolutely,
sugar.
I could move my vote up to B tier. Actually,
yeah. Like they would have to be missing the mark a bit more for me to knock them down any lower. They're definitely not.
I'm voting S tier for this. What is? Holy crap! What is John's lungs been infused with?
What kind of a maniac votes S tier for the sugar cookie?
John is vile. I'm voting B tier. All right, that'll be B tier then if it's Moved up.
Yeah.
All right. What's this next one? I can't. Is this gingerbread? No, it's not gingerbread. Can you tell? I can't tell what this is.
Are those oatmeal cookies?
I think they are.
Oh
No,
my
wait.
goodness.
These would be oatmeal.
No.
That looks a lot. Yeah. I have no clue what these are.
Chat, if anybody knows what those are.
Cinnamon, maybe?
Maybe. But is cinnamon on its own really much of a cookie? I don't know. Let's go back to that one later after we think about what it might be.
This one. I think it's a Reese's. I
That-
can't vote. I can't eat Reese's, so I can't vote.
Hold on one second.
A pressed vote.
Yeah, that does look like. I mean,
He's cutting out the merch is getting to him. This is unfortunate. The merch is
Oh,
there you go. We hear you.
yeah. No, I think my maybe I had a little internet blip happen there. So
Reese's.
oh yeah, the Reese's. So honestly, for me, that's like it's kind of C tier for me, to be honest with you.
I couldn't tell you. John votes A tier. Ooh.
Yeah. I split the difference and go B tier if we want to give Jonathan the other vote.
We'll give John the other vote, I guess. I can't.
I mean, it's just I mean, I like Reese's on their own, but like I prefer them like frozen, and so I just don't know if I love them in a cookie usually. So
yeah.
No.
Can you tell what these are? That lemon?
Are they lemon bars? Maybe.
I think look like lemon cookies to me.
Well, let's just say that they are lemon.
Yeah.
And I don't really go for like lemon cookies, to be honest with
Me
you.
neither. I vote CD.
Yeah. CD like
Are these all right? Are these waffle cookies? I can't.
All right, that's a gingerbread man right there.
That's a gingerbread. What do you vote for gingerbread man? I vote B tier.
I also think B tier for being on theme, and they're okay. Like I'll eat one, but I don't love them.
I agree. What are some other ones I see here? Or are these jelly?
I think that looks like the.
Yeah.
I know what they are. I just don't know what to call them.
Yeah, I have never ate one before, so I couldn't vote.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fruity type thing in the cookie.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, right. So they're like pretty good, but again, it's like
CD.
Not amazing. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'd be okay with CD for that.
Is this almond chocolate chip?
That looks like it. Yeah, it looks like maybe white chocolate. Are those white chocolate chips?
I believe so. Yeah, they are. They are.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, for me, I think that's A tier for me. To be honest with you, I like them a lot, but not as much as the Giant Kiss ones.
I'm voting B tier.
All right.
So we need one vote. We need one.
Maybe
vote
give John the tie-breaking vote.
Oh, John voted C.
All right, so then B tier then.
B tier.
Yeah.
Oatmeal.
I mean, I'll eat oatmeal, but like, if I'm having a
selection,
if I'm having a cookie,
yeah, I'm voting C or D.
Yeah, let's just throw it down there. I mean, you're gonna give me this delicious chocolate.
The pretzel cookies. Pretzel cookies. These are great.
Ooh, A tier for me, man.
That's definitely A tier. Is this powdered
sugar? Something?
They're missing some stuff. They're missing snowball cookies, fudge.
Ooh, fudge. Yeah, you're making me hungry for Christmas food now.
What's this? I think that's. Oh, those are snowball cookies. They are.
Yep. Yep. That's
okay. Snowball. Yeah. I'm voting. I could vote S tier for snowball. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I made them last weekend. They're so good. John votes S tier too. That's got to be.
All right, I'll just defer on that one. Like Yeah, I rarely ever have them. So
Powdered. What's the powdered? This is the last vote because I don't know the other two.
it's not like puppy chow or something, is it?
No.
No. No idea. I mean, I'm not gonna give it a
It
vote.
looks like one of those Hostess powdered donuts.
Ugh. If that's a Hostess thing, it's going F tier for me.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but like if we're talking about Christmas,
John votes A tier.
Christmas,
Yeah.
no.
I think because of John's vote, CD tier.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think honorary mention should be Fudge, for sure.
Yeah, Fudge is the bomb, bro.
Oh, it is. We were snowed in last year because we had a blizzard and we had like ridiculous amount of cookies left over. So I was just,
you know what I thought was missing? Cookies with the red and green M&Ms.
I can't eat M&Ms. I kind of can.
As long as they're not the peanut kind, right?
Well, no, because it's processed on the same equipment.
Oh no,
So,
bro.
yeah.
But still, I think that should have been in there because that is something you usually see.
I know what you mean. I think we do have like, we have a place where we get peanut free M&Ms or that kind. So
yeah,
Hershey does them too. So yeah, that definitely should be in there.
Yeah, it should be. That and Fudge is always welcome.
Fudge is definitely. Yeah, it may not be a cookie, but it's definitely a dessert still.
Yeah, so good. Well,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached almost the 1 hour mark. So if you have any last questions, comments, concerns before we hop out of here, feel free to flood them in the chat. Yeah, this was a good live, good comeback live from last week after the vacation. It's only gonna build up from here.
From here, guys. We've seen the bottom, and
we live at the bottom.
We're committed to a healthy, sustainable live streaming schedule.
Indeed. Remember, always keeping look at the community tabs. I'm gonna try to post there more. When I just like the day before the stream. So if we have to push back an hour or go an hour earlier, I'll post it there.
That's a fantastic plan.
That is. But we're hoping for consistently 8 o'clock Eastern, 7-8 every night. So we'll look there for next year. Thank you all for watching. Fiscal, once again, where can the people find you?
All on the channel. We're at Fiscal Philosophy.
It's the first thing you do when you look below.
It's true.
So if you haven't, all right, you guys already know my plugs. I have a link tree down there below. Check out the Do Dividend Stocks Not Drugs merch.
It's beautiful. Honestly, I mean, just a testimonial as a person who has worn the merch. It feels amazing. Adds 10 pounds of muscle.
The ladies love it.
Lowers your body fat percentage by 5%. Ladies love it. Okay. Been getting a lot of glances and interest. All right. So if you want to up your game, buy the merch and you don't have to take my word for it.
They gotta have that lifestyle. 15% off. Link in description.
Yep.
I don't know what you're not doing. Thank you all once again. Links are always in the description. Smash the like button. We've had good growth on here recently. I think we've 58 subs right now. So that's solid. And we haven't been we've been low key. I've been slacking on the weekly uploads, and when you run two separate channels, it gets a little hard sometimes. But I'm very happy.
Also, yeah, and any kind of school or full-time job or anything like that.
Priorities.
The dozens upon the line of women outside your door and stuff like that gets tough to handle. But somehow we manage.
Somehow. It's a tough life.
Yep. So I guess it's time.
All right. Thank you all for watching. And of course, always remember, Do Dividend Stocks Not Drugs. And always remember, of course, cash flow is king. Oh, yeah.